Yep. Right, so we're inside control. I've messed up. He's real tight. I don't have any frames, right? So I gotta work to start making my way back in. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna side bend to my left to slide my right elbow in place. Now that that's in place, I'm gonna shrimp out. As I do, my knee goes up against his hip so that the moment the space opens up, my knee slides in. I don't wanna shrimp out and then try to bring my knee in, because the moment I shrimp out, he can just scoot in and then it's gone again. Right? So if my knee is there and ready, if I shrimp, it just slides right in place. Right? And I'm already connected. Once I get this in place, I can push him away a little bit, which allows me to come under his chin and connect to his shoulder and lift his head, which now allows me to bring this knee in front of his shoulder. Right? This is the one that everybody skips. This is the most important one. Right? When I have this, now I have space. And now I can just merely turn and go back to my guard. Right? So, again, we're here, side bend, frame, get my knee against the hip, shrimp, get my knee in, then I can push, come under, lift his head, and bring this in. Right? If I don't bring that one in and he stays super tight, right? Even if I get this under his chin and I lift him, like I can't get this leg all the way across if he's staying tight. Right? The only way I can get this right leg across is to get a frame in here so that now I have the space to bring my foot across. Right, makes sense? So make sure you're getting all 4 points. Elbow, knee, elbow, knee, right? Until we get all that in place, then you can go to your guard. Let's hit it, 3, 2, 1. And then we're gonna go off our first option here, right? So the big reason, again, that I set this up is when he's being really, really tight and he's just trying to control me here, not let me move, right? So this shows up a lot of times in like points tournaments. If I'm down on points, he passed my guard, and then he just wants to try to hold me till time expires. And I'm like, well, this is boring. I gotta figure out a way to get out of here, right? So he's staying nice and tight. So we're starting the same way. Do my little side bend, get my frame in, get my knee against the hip, shrimp out till I connect here, create the space, come under, lift. I bring this knee in again in front of his shoulder, right? But from here, I'm gonna slide down, grab the wrist, and slide my knee to his elbow. So I go here, and I'm gonna dive this arm under his leg. And what I'm expecting to happen is the moment I go from here to under is he's gonna kind of drive back into me because he wants to try to flatten me out, which allows me to just make him really light and roll him right over, and I'm already knee on belly, right? Let's do that again. All right, so we're here, side bend, get my first frame in, knee against the hip, shrimp till I can bring that in. Come under, we lift, knee comes in, I flare it out, catch the wrist, right? I dive my arm underneath, and as he drives back into me, I just lift him up and roll. All right? If he's not driving back into me, just go to the launcher pad. If I get here and he's kind of halfway in between, I can try to force this a little bit by using my shin and his elbow, right? And I pull his arm tight and I kick my leg out and it loads him up. And I can still make it work, right? And we come to the top and I'm already in this knee on belly position, right? And you can go wherever you want from here. I've already got a staple on this arm, so I could just switch my staple and start attacking this arm, or go wherever you like, right? So let's play with that first option, launching pad to the sweep to the knee on belly. Let's hit it, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're starting the same. I've been frame, 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 right? I go to slide out to grab his wrist. And when I make this move, he goes, no, I'm not doing this. And he swims to bring this inside my leg. Right? So he's going here, trying to get back to that inside space. So when he does this, I'm just gonna reach down and grab his elbow, right? So I just open up, pull his elbow in. Now my shin that's against his hip slides up to his armpit, right? This is the first move. You're gonna want a tendency, we're gonna throw an arm bar here. You're gonna have the tendency to wanna throw this leg first. Don't. This one comes up first, then I bring this one over. And now I have a nice arm bar right there. Right? So again, once I get to this, I get inside and I get to my launching pad. I go to make the transition to slide out to his elbow. I go to grab his wrist and he swims it inside and starts trying to pin my hip. right? So I'm just gonna open up and grab his elbow. That's all I'm gonna do is just hold this. Now he can't pull his arm back, right? He's stuck there. Now I slide this up, and this leg comes up and over, and I'm right in on my arm bar. I can finish right there. Does that make sense? Cool, let's play with it. 3, 2, 1. Go off the same start, right? So we're here, I get my frames in and I get this under, and when I start lifting him, you know, I'm not able to get enough space to bring my knee in, right? He's just staying way too tight, you know, maybe he's just too big, whatever the situation is, I just cannot get that space, right? So this is one of the spots where I will hit that. I will try to stay on my right side to make the angle easier, and I just bring this leg up and bring my other one across all at the same time, right? And now I have my arm bar again. Right? So if I can't get this top knee in because he's staying too low, once I get here, right, then I just make that transition. I need a little bit of space still, you know, so I still want this frame in place when I go to hit this. Otherwise, I can't bring my right leg up. If I don't bring my right leg up, then I can't get the angle to get my leg over to the other side of his head. And even if I have the flexibility to, I can't finish the arm bar because my knees are separated, right? So I want to make sure I get enough space to bring this up. Right? And so then it's just right there. And we can catch that. Right? The other way I will set this up, stand up for me, is when I'm playing my side guard from the bottom here, and I'm playing in this, and he starts, you know, coming in to pass low. Yep, he's playing this game. It's right there. It's the same setup, right? You know, so I'm just shooting both of my hips in when he goes to make that pass. It works really well when they start trying to pin that hip with that hand, and they start trying to make this pass, right? So when they do this, same thing, I just cup the elbow. All I gotta do is get this off my hip so I can raise my hip, right? So I just pull, boom, and I'm back to my arm bar again, right? So let's play with both of those options just to see where that's at, and then we'll go back and we'll go to some other options off of the launching pad, right? Let's do it, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna start the same way back with side control, right? So we're back to here now. So I'm getting my frames in place again, right? I come in, I get to here, I make it out to here, I get to this spot, I start diving under the leg. But this time, he does what he's doing now. He's not giving me pressure. I can't, you know, I can try to force him. It's not working. He's sitting back on his butt. He's, you know, not allowing this to happen because he feels the off balance incoming, right? So when that happens, I'm gonna bring this hand out. I'm gonna block this far on. And now I have a couple of choices. The first one we're going to hit is just an entry to an omoplata, you know, / Hazlitt situation, right? So I'm gonna kick this leg through, and then I'm gonna bring this knee back to my chest to turn him. Right? I'm not swinging and giving him all this space to pull his arm out of, right? So I'm shooting it through, my knee goes to the back of his shoulder, and I bring it up. I slide to his wrist, and now I bring my foot over his head, right? If I can do that all in one movement, even better, right? And I'm right here. I've got his far wrist, I can put my foot behind and block that elbow. I've got the Hazlitt, right? Or I can come out and start playing omoplata again. Right? So again, we'll just go from, we get to our launching pad, we're here, right? I was under the leg, I was trying this isn't working, so I come out and I block the cross face. All right, now that I've got that cross face blocked, I'm just shooting this leg through and using my knee to bring this back. Right? It's the same thing we do when someone steps up in combat stance and we go to Ashi. I'm doing the same thing, I'm just bringing this in, slide, clear, pulling down, Hazlitt, push away, omoplata. Does that make sense? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. So we're getting to that same spot. All right, so we'll just go from once we get to our launching pad, all right? And I dive under, I'm trying to load him up and he's sitting back. So what does this look like?
Looks like K-guard.
Looks like K-guard to backside 50-50, right? So as he's sitting back, my knee drops to the mat, connects back to my elbow. This foot comes across to his armpit. Right? Now I push him away, creating the back exposure to come into my backside 50-50. Right? So again, we make it all the way to our launching pad. I dive deep. I'm trying to hit this. He sits back on his heels. Cool. I just drop my knee to the mat. My foot comes across to his armpit. And all I'm doing is kicking him to that corner. Makes him post on his hands, brings his leg right to me. Now this foot comes all the way around. So this one drops down. This one comes around, feeds through to the front of his far thigh. And I pull his foot to my top hip. Right, now I've got the heel hook right here. If you can't heel hook, this is where I can just grab the straight ankle, go belly down and finish my belly down straight ankle. Right? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.